And it says this in verse number 1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. And be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Standing there, clearly, freedom, liberty that is available for us, that is right there in front of each and every single one of us. But many today are not standing in the liberty and the freedom of Jesus. Imagine this. Imagine you be giving, someone giving you a check for $1 million, yet you never cash it. Wow. Preacher, I wouldn't do that. Imagine having a freezer and cabinets and cupboards full of food and never eating. Imagine yourself dangling on a rope when there's a ladder within your grasp. Imagine living a life of defeat and despair where there is no reason to do so. There's no reason, but some are allowing the devil today to define them. Some are living in the bondage. Some cannot escape for whatever reason. Some of them are dangling, looking out and saying, wow, it's like a man is totally broke and a guy give him $1 million check, yet he refuses to cash it. Think about that. The freedom that's available, the nature of the freedom of Christ. Now I want to touch just a little bit to some extremes. There are some folks who seem to think that freedom in Christ gives us the right or the freedom to do totally whatever we want to do without any sort of obligation. I've met some who have said, well, Pastor, I was saved when I was 12 years old. I haven't exactly lived for the Lord for all these years. I haven't gone to church. I haven't done all these things. And you know, I like to do this. I like to do this. I like to do all these things and do this and all this stuff. And I think, you know, God knows me. God understands that I love Him. Do you truly love Him? It's not a sense of autonomy where you're absolutely allowed and have this freedom in Christ to have no obligation. You know what? When you're saved and you begin a relationship with God, it's simply that, a relationship. Now you think about the relationship you have with your spouse. If you went years without any interactions with your spouse, how would your relationship be? Pretty bad. Me and my wife, we were laughing. We come home yesterday and we stopped in Somerset on the way back from Owensboro. And we got us a little bite to eat. Of course, when we stopped there, she said, well, you know, if we got a little bit of time, it would be all right if I stopped at the Goodwill. And you know my wife and Goodwills. You know, she got this thing about Goodwills. And I said, no problem. I said, I'll sit out in the truck, and I leaned my seat back, took me a little nap. And she come back in, and I seen this smile on her face, and I'm thinking, something's up. She said, I got you something. And I'm thinking, oh boy, this could be good. You know, just some crazy shirt, you know, or something. She said, I got something that you can use. And she reached in this bag and she brought out this big old cone magnifying sound magnifier thing. And she said, now you can hear me when I'm hollering at you. You want me saying, huh? And then she just died laughing. I didn't think she was going to be able to quit. So I grabbed it up. I said, maybe if I just stuck it in my ear and it would magnify everything that you say, I would hear it. And it would just start laughing again. So we've laughed for 2 days over this little megaphone thing, whatever, miniature cheerleading thing, whatever. Yesterday I went to get us something to eat, and I stepped around the corner, grabbed it, and I said, "I'll be right back." But we had such a laugh and had fun over the last 2 days, laughing over something simple as a 25, what'd you get for it? 99 cents. Lord, if I'd known we'd have laughed that much about it, we'd spent 99 cents a long time ago on that movie. But we had such a good time laughing, on the way back home. And the interaction that we had, I thought, man, this is fun. She said, we ain't laughed this hard in a long time, have we? But the relationship that you have, you've got to keep that going. You've got to be speaking to one another. And the freedom that we have in Christ doesn't give us the right to just say, hey, well, I got saved 12, 14, 15, 35, 40 years ago. You know what? God knows my heart, and I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Doesn't work that way. We need to stand fast, therefore, in the liberty with Christ has made us free, and not be entangled. Many today are entangled in all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. The yoke of bondage stuff.